Hey guys, what is happening? I am back with another video a day early. I actually started the book, volume 14, Going Gray yesterday and finished it today. Interestingly enough, this is 512 pages and I was able to actually read half of the book, literally half the book, the first 256 pages yesterday after starting it, and finished the remainder up to 512 today. So, wow. Within a day of starting the book, I'm already finished with 512 pages. This is Going Gray, volume 14 of The Incredible Hulk, which covers issues 314 to 330 and annuals 14 and 15, as well as material from Marvel Fanfare number 29, spanning the years of 1985 to 1987. We have here John Byrne's 6-issue run from 314 to 319. Then we have Al Milgrom, who fills in as writer and penciler and inker from 320 all the way through 330. He doesn't do 328. That's actually done by Peter David, who will take over the book starting with 331, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, and has an incredible 12-year run on this book, Incredible Hulk. And we have a little bit of Todd McFarlane, who penciled 330, the last issue of this volume. And Steve Geiger also has credit. He did like the couple of issues here and there. Sal Buscema did the annuals. Danny Fingeroth wrote, I think, annual 15, was it? And John Byrne did annual 14, and Sal Buscema did the artwork. So pretty much as the title suggests, Going Gray, the Hulk finally does turn gray by issue 324. He's not right away gray. The first couple of storylines involves the separation of Bruce Banner from the Hulk, thanks to Doc Samson and his nutrient bath, like this tank that he just dunks these two in, or it dunks in Banner, which separates Hulk from Banner. Unfortunately, there is a negative effect to what happens. The Hulk goes on a rampage, and it eventually involves both coasts, the bi-coastal Avengers, both East and Coast, to lend a hand. At first, it's actually 4 members, 2 from the West Coast, 2 from the East Coast. You had Hercules, Iron Man, Wonder Man, and Namor, the Submariner. So Hercules and Submariner from the East Coast, Iron Man and Wonder Man from the West Coast, initially taking a crack at the Hulk, but Samson's like, no, let me take a shot at him. I'll stop him. And the Avengers are like, okay, we'll give you, I think they said 6 hours or something. And of course, Samson comes up short. He doesn't do it. In fact, he gets his ass kicked severely. So eventually the Avengers join in and try to stop the Hulk, and they can't do shit. She-Hulk, Bruce's cousin, who at this time was with the Fantastic Four because the Thing was off being a wrestler in his own series, tries to help, and she also can't get through to him. Samson and the Hulkbusters. So Bruce actually creates a new Hulkbusters team with these scientists, these people. There's Craig Saunders and John Larroquette, not the actor, but a black dude. He's actually a black dude. His name was actually Samuel John Larroquette, but now they just call him John. Carolyn Parmenter, who eventually gets killed, rather like in a freakish accident. And there's also Armand Martel and Hideko Takada. That's her name, Japanese woman. They all make up the new Hulkbusters. And this is what, 315, 316, 317, all the way up until like 321. She gets killed, Carolyn, by accident because Samson's looking for the Hulk and he stumbles upon the Hulkbusters in a training sequence. And then they attack Samson and Samson's defending himself. And then this chick ends up getting killed accidentally during a test run. So it was a rather freakish thing to occur. They were fighting a robot Hulk, and Samson thought that was the real Hulk. So again, a fluke accident, and now this is gonna have some repercussions because this black guy, this John Larroquette guy's like, I'm gonna get revenge on Samson because he was in love with this woman, Carolyn, a white woman, and he's also mad at Banner for giving them inadequate weaponry, something like that. But what was interesting is during the John Byrne run between 314 and 319, really good artwork, by the way. I mean, you can't go wrong with Byrne. Byrne also wrote the stories. Banner eventually marries Betty, finally, which is kind of strange because Betty reappears like she was gone, and now she just reappears, and then Bruce proposed to her, and she's like, well, let me think about it. That's going to take me a while. And then like the next issue, she says yes. And then by 319, they get married. And a nice ceremony. Although her father comes back, General Ross. He's no longer a general. He's now disgraced. He's now fucked up in the head. So I'm just going to call him Thunderbolt Ross. He doesn't want Bruce to marry Betty for obvious reasons. And he ends up shooting Rick. Rick comes back, becomes Bruce's best man, and shoots Rick. It was so weird because he shoots Rick and Ross just watches. They continue on with the wedding. Bruce and Betty are like, oh no, Rick's been shot. What do we do? Do we take him to the hospital? No, let's just leave him on the floor and continue on with the wedding. And they do. Rick is like, no bullet's going to stop me. Just continue on with the wedding. There's no police to arrest Ross for attempted murder. Rick could bleed to death. And freaking Betty and Bruce are like, okay, let's get married. And so they do. They get married. And then they finally take Rick to the hospital. He's okay. No repercussions towards Ross, Thunderbolt Ross. No jail. They put him in a hospital, like in a mental ward, but he's able to roam free. It's really weird. I don't know. And then Al Milgrom takes over from Byrne, and then, I mean, the stories are very good. It's very good. The impetus here, impetus, whatever, in the whole thing is that now they realize that Banner and Hulk can't be separated because they're both dying. And how are they dying? They're becoming translucent and large. I know, right? It doesn't make any sense. So, like, you guys got to read the story. It's really bizarre. By the way, I'm talking about Going Gray, which is volume 14 of Incredible Hulk. So, like, both the Hulk and Bruce are getting larger, like, getting bigger, but they're also becoming see-through, and they're dying. I guess they're disappearing. I think that's what it was alluded to. I'm not sure. I cut myself a little. Sorry, I'm just preoccupied with the stinging pain here. I'm okay, though. And, of course, the only solution is we got to combine Bruce and Hulk again. Yawn. It's like, again, how many times have they done this? They separate Hulk and Bruce, and then they have to put them back together because they're dying or because they need their combined strength and brains to beat an enemy. It's like, oh, I hate this. I guarantee you modern comics, correct me if I'm wrong, guys, because I don't read modern comics anymore. I haven't read a modern comic since 2011. But I'm sure now nobody fusses over Hulk being separated from Bruce and that they have to get back together. I mean, let me know, guys, in the comments. Because, again, I'm not sure. I don't know what's going on in Hulk. I know there's a Red Hulk, and that's Thunderbolt Ross. And that's kind of interesting to read about. Oh, and there's also something interesting. There's like a side, like a shadowy... It's Clay Quartermain of S.H.I.E.L.D. Ross and Quartermain are conspiring, something wicked in the background. Turns out Ross, Zax the living dynamo, the electric creature, they get S.H.I.E.L.D. captures Zax and brings him to Gamma Base. They use Zax on Ross for electric shock therapy, but somehow Zax gets a hold of Ross's mind. So now Ross controls Zax, and Ross wants to kill both Bruce and Hulk. Which I feel like that's like a precursor to the Red Hulk, right? Isn't that why he became the Red Hulk, to destroy Banner or the Hulk? I don't know. Again, I don't read modern comics. I don't know. Hulk wasn't my thing even when I was reading comics. but that's interesting and neat, and that actually leads to the end, the very end, where Thunderbolt Ross sacrifices himself for Bruce and Betty and dies. But I spoiled it, but you guys should read it. It's a pretty interesting story. I can't wait to see what happens in 331 in the next volume. So Bruce and Betty are still married. They're on their honeymoon, and Bruce is feeling wonky, and so it's like, oh, Bruce is dying. He's got to be reunited with Hulk to survive. So that happens. There's a whole big brouhaha by issue 324. Rick falls into the nutrient bath with General Ross, or Thunder. I can't call him General because he's not General anymore. He's been disgraced. So Thunderbolt Ross throws Rick into the nutrient bath while Hulk and Banner are getting reconnected. And then that creates a Gray Hulk, which is Banner, who can now control it. It's not Joe Fixit. It's a Gray Hulk. And a Green Hulk, who turns out to be Rick Jones. It's like, oh, who's this new Green Hulk with long hair? This fella right here, who I thought was She-Hulk. She-Hulk does make an appearance, by the way, but not that. And it turns out to be Rick Jones. Rick Jones is the new Green Hulk with long hair, long, luscious hair. There was a cool issue where, was it 329? Where Rick meets these outcasts. They're called the Outcasts, and they're basically desert animals, snakes, scorpions, geckos, you name it, who were hit by the gamma bomb when Bruce became the Hulk. And I remember there was a Hulk cartoon in the 90s, in the late 90s, that did an episode on this. But it was Bruce, though, not Rick. Even though Rick is in the cartoon, they made it so that Bruce was part of the Outcasts, and that as a Hulk, they were his one and only group of friends. Anyway, I just thought I'd bring that. It was a pretty good issue. It was sad too because Shield goes after Hulk. They go look for Hulk and they attack the Outcasts, and the Outcasts get killed. And they're like, Hulk, you can't be here. At first they want the Hulk to be there with them, and then after Shield leaves, they're like, Hulk, you can't stay here with us. If you stay here with us, we'll move. And actually, you know what? Let me show you guys, because it's very sad. Hold on. It's the end of 329. It's at the second to the last issue. Hold on. I don't have my glasses, guys. Bear with me here. It's really sad. Hold on. Let me put on my... Oh, wow. I'm like really close, right? That's way too close. So like at the very end... It's again, this is issue 329, guys. So at the very end, it's like right over here. Hulk, they tell him, like, look, Hulk, this big snake, what was his name? Radalor. So Hulk has this. Oh no, it's Rick Hulk. Excuse me, it's Rick Hulk, not Bruce Hulk. So he's like, here. Before it came. Oh God, they speak so stupidly. It's like, before came Green One, meaning the Hulk. No men here came, but men seek Green One, hunt Green One. If Green One with outcasts stays, hunts us too will they. Leave us you must, Green One, or if not, leave here must we. So if you don't leave, we'll leave. And then he's like, this is Rick Hulk. Hulk understands, Radalor. Hulk will not stay here. Hulk will leave. Thank you, Green One. This is Radalor. Thank you, Green One. Farewell. Enter we will the deep tunnels. In darkness we will dwell. And then the description here is like, the Hulk watches in stunned silence as the outcasts limp back to their hidden sanctuary. Even these outcasts, rejected by men and animals alike, have each other. But once again, the Hulk is alone. The loneliness of being on the face of the planet. The ultimate outcast. Yeah, pretty deep. And it's not Bruce, though. It's Rick. And it's interesting. It's basically... So now Rick is the Hulk. It tells me, and probably you guys as the reader, that Hulk is... I mean, they've always said that Hulk is really not the same as Bruce and Rick. He's his own person. So no matter who inhabits the Hulk, whether it's Rick or Bruce, Hulk will always be his own identity, and he'll always be the ultimate outcast and loner. So, I don't know. I don't even know why I brought that up. I just thought that was one of those moments that really touched me in a book that's just all action and stuff. Betty's showing signs of insanity again. because she just can't take the trauma of Bruce dying, almost dying, her father acting like a weirdo, all these Hulks, all these monsters, her getting kidnapped. Yeah, it's a lot that happens. So I guess then when Peter David takes over, Joe Fixit will come into play. I don't know. It's issues 331 to 346. Let's get that out. Let me get that out right now. Ground Zero, which has absolutely nothing to do with 9/11, but they use the title Ground Zero, which is really fat. Look at that. Gray Hulk. I don't know who that is. Betty? Rick? I don't know. Some kind of... That's Betty. Okay. And we're going to have Peter David, Jim Starlin, Todd McFarlane, and Bernie Wrightson. So that's pretty cool. Volume 12. Oh, excuse me, volume 15. Wow, I just had like a, what do you call it? Parapraxis there, or dyslexia. Volume 15. And that's going to be the Marvel graphic novel, which I read when I read the Fantastic Four book. I can't wait to read it again. Another 29 too, by the way. Yeah, Marvel graphic number 29. Volume 14 had Marvel Fanfare 29, and Volume 13 had Alpha Flight number 29. So it's like 29, 29, 29. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, guys. Like, this is more of a modern... Hulk is now going to become more modern. Peter David writes like how we talk, like normal people. Yeah, which is good. So we're beyond Stan Lee's writing, Steve Englehart, Len Wein, Roger Stern, Bill Mantlo, gone. We're going to actually have people talk like people, and I can't wait. This also came out recently, I think last year. So this is a new book that just came out. Got to inhale the new sweet pages, guys. You can smell the ink. I know I'm a weirdo, guys. So cool. Incredible Hulk 331 to 346, Marvel graphic novel number 29. The Incredible Hulk and the Thing, The Big Change. So that's that, guys. This will be the next volume I read. I hope I made a lot of sense about Going Gray, guys. Let me know in the comments what I missed, what didn't I miss. Yeah. So that's that. Green Hulk is Rick, Gray Hulk is Bruce, but at some point they're going to separate, and I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm so excited, guys. All right, there it is. Next book, guys, Ground Zero. All right, let me know what you guys think. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you next time. Bye.